Hey, deserving listeners, 90 Day Fiancé, happily ever after. Let's watch. My name is Dr. Kirk Honda. I'm a therapist and a professor. As I always say, don't use YouTube as a replacement for therapy. If you need a therapist, get one. You deserve it. You really do. Let's watch.
He doesn't look at pornographic stuff, and he don't need to start now. He can look at his wife. That's what I'm here for. I'll jack my leg up in the air if he wants to say something. And masturbating into a cup for a doctor is going to make Michael happy for now.
So I'm still in the dark as to what the reason for this is. For Michael, he really wants to have children. And so he's been pushing that from the beginning. And in the beginning, Angela was on board with it. She was talking about toting a baby and having her daughter and all the different options. And for Michael, it seemed, and Michael's family and community, it seemed like there was an option there. But for Angela, she seems to have changed her mind, but she's not being explicit about it. She's not being upfront about that. That's the way it seems to me. Or she's still up for it, but she's just not up for it right now. But if I was to place a bet, I would say she's not up for having kids, and she's not going to do it. And she's not going to take any meaningful steps to actually move in that direction. Who knows? I can't predict the future, but that's the way it seems to me. But Michael is still on the expectation that they're going to do everything that they can to have a child. And Angela hasn't been, at least on camera, explicit, from my memory, regarding what I think to be her true thoughts and feelings about it. So Michael is... this is what he thinks he can do, is he can start moving forward with the fertility tests, which this is one of them. And depending on which option you go with, honestly, but, he's desperate to move forward. And so this is him taking action. And from that angle, it makes total sense. And it also makes sense logically that he would think this was rational, because I think he's under the impression that Angela is still up for it. Now, I also say that even though Angela will push back and, at least to my eyes, be clearly communicating that she's not up for it entirely, he seems to be in this fantasy world of, but we'll, everything will work out. Everything will work out, when it's like, I don't know if everything's going to work out.
For you to produce the semen, it's going to be produced by masturbation into a wide container.
Angie, stop laughing. Not funny, man.
You will be taken to the seminal collection room.
There's not going to be no girls in there doing it for him, are they? Because if that's the case...
Oh, no. Don't be worried about that.
So she's making a joke, but it's just echoes of that other interaction that she had earlier in the season, a number of interactions with her physicians, essentially sexually harassing those individuals. This isn't terrible, but it just reminds me of that. I just think this is a serious thing for Michael, having a child. This is a place of medical science, and you can just let that happen. Why does it have to be, I don't know. Maybe people like to, maybe the physician likes that kind of joke. Who am I to say?
Angie.
Okay. In terms of how frequently a man should have wet dreams, it is actually individualized. But usually it would happen frequently. Okay, so if not having wet dreams for a long period of time is not particularly normal. But I would say that has no impact.
What? Wait. Let me look up that data. All right, so the research is kind of all over the board, because you're asking people to self-report, and it's obviously different by age. But for someone Michael's age, it looks like its average is about once every 1 to 2 months or something. So it sounds like he is pretty typical in that way. And plus, again, that's average, and there's obviously a standard deviation beyond that. So to say that he is having them not as frequently as other people, that's not what I would say. But, maybe her expertise, she's a physician, so maybe her expertise says otherwise. But I was just a little curious about that detail.
Okay.
Aren't you excited to get to masturbate?
Angie. Angie was laughing at me. I am already so nervous to masturbate for the first time, and Angie is making it worse.
I don't know how Michael is taking it. He doesn't seem to be enjoying it terribly, but I don't know how much it's hurting him. He's saying that it's bothering him, but I could imagine it being very bothersome and very hurtful and very disruptive and very disrespectful, very shaming, that very adolescent. Like you're going to laugh just and make the whole thing into a big joke. Now, she does that when she is nervous. And if we were to wonder what she was nervous about, I don't know what that would be. Is it she's nervous about letting him down because she doesn't really want to have kids? I don't know. Is she nervous because she has some kind of jealousy around this act for him? Maybe she'll reveal that.
See? All right, I need to...
You don't see my boobs or anything? You don't see my coochie, my vagina?
Yeah.
Remember when we get the chocolate, when you were licking the chocolate off of my boobs?
Okay, so I'm a sex positive person. I don't want to ascribe to sex negativity, but we don't have to see every detail. We don't have, it's fine. What they're doing is great. They're married. Go for it. Do all the things. We can give them their privacy.
Yeah, that's got you going. You get me horny.
Tell me.
Michael! Woo! I think I need a cigarette after that one.
I mean, I guess on the plus side, this destigmatizes this, I guess, or does it destigmatize it? Is this more stigmatizing? Is it more shaming to ridicule? As an exercise, it's not always analogous, of course, because of sexism, but if we reverse the genders, what would be happening? Would it be the same? Imagine a woman has to go into a clinic by herself to do something in a room by herself that is of a sexual nature, and the husband is laughing and making jokes the whole entire time. Because I don't think she's laughing with him. I think she's legitimately laughing at him. And how would we feel about it? It's not the same because we have sexism, which changes the power differential, of course, or the power dynamic. But anyway, let me know in the comments. Do you think that this helps to destigmatize? Because this TV show is watched by a lot of different people. There's a ton of stigma around this sort of thing. Maybe it destigmatizes it, or does this actually add to the stigma, or is it neutral? Let me know in the comments. All right. Well, if you haven't become a patron of the podcast yet, you can do so now by going to patreon.com. That's how we know that you like what we're doing. It's the main way. We get an email every time someone signs up, and it warms my heart, and I think the Podwife's heart as well. So if you want to warm our hearts, become a patron. If you want to leave our hearts cold, then you will abandon us in our time of need. Just joking. Totally up to you. Either way, thanks for watching, and take care of yourself because you deserve it. You really, really do.